Thank you for pressing play to find yourself here. My name is Bill, the author of A Happy Has Been, and just this video is all about expressing a huge amount of gratitude and thanks for you for being interested in the book. It means the world to me. I've been asked for decades, hey, why don't you write a book? Are you going to write a book? Anyway, that book is here, so thanks for being interested. Thank you to the massive amount of press I've been doing for the past month and a half. A lot of outlets are interested in talking to me about the book, which blows my mind. And so thank you to all the outlets, whether it's radio, whether it's podcasts, whether it's print, whether it's TV, expressing interest and asking some pretty good questions about A Happy Has Been. And like I said, it means the world to me, and the amount of attention has just blown my mind like this. Seriously, it does blow my mind that people are curious about the book. Welychka.ca for more information. I've been told by the publisher that in its third day it is a #1 bestseller, so that blows my mind too. Ready for that explosion? And for those wanting an autograph book, there's a message thing at the bottom of the website where you can send me a message and send me your address, and I'll get back to you eventually, or someone will get back to you about mailing an autograph copy if that is of interest to you. And there's also going to be a book signing here in Kingston, details to be announced in the coming weeks. So once again, I can't express enough gratitude for the interest in this, so God bless you. In case you missed some of the press, here's just a little montage of some of the moments from the past month. I've had a great time. Cheers.
I'm not a celebrity, man.
Right.
I love music as much as the next person.
Sure.
I watched much music when I was growing up. And, I've worked with egos over the years where they refer to themselves as celebrities, and that sort of makes me laugh.
Talking to Bill Welychka, who's got a brand new book out called A Happy Has Been.
The title of the book is Happy Has Been.
It sounds derogatory, doesn't it?
A little bit insulting, yeah.
I fought with the title for a while, and I ended up, it sort of encapsulates a self-deprecation that I think I've always had, and that, there are people who might have known what I did 20 years ago. There are people that don't know where the hell I am now. There are a lot of people who have followed me throughout my career and know where I am now. So to a lot of people, I am a has-been. And I think my whole career was backwards, which I find interesting in that, I started off on a national level with Much Music. I was there for 17 years in that building. Wow. And then migrated to smaller markets to the point now where I'm in Kingston, Ontario, at a global news affiliate, hosting and producing a morning show.
I look back and I think, okay, I wasn't the cute one. I wasn't the wacky one. I wasn't the political one. Hopefully what you got was just someone that dug music, dug all kinds of music, really enjoyed doing interviews, loved traveling, loved putting together hour specials. And that was sort of, if I ever had a persona, I think it was that.
You were like one of our buddies, our best buddies.
A huge compliment. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think you get it. That's a huge compliment. Thank you.
With the long,
and,
with the long curly hair back in the really early days.
What was one of your favorite stories or favorite interviews in the book?
There's so many, Derek. One of the things that I love about my life, and I said I've been so blessed, is a lot of perfect circles with heroes that I had growing up, pictures in my locker, in my bedroom walls, patches on my jean jacket and buttons. And I've met and bonded with every single person that I considered a hero growing up.
Are there any particular relationships that you have carried on with, like maybe someone that you've met in an interview, but then it grew beyond just the media relationship and you still stick with today?
There's lots of times over the years, you've done 2, 3, sometimes 5, sometimes 10 interviews with someone. There is that time where you see them again. I just saw Jeff Martin from the Tea Party last fall, and he rushed over and gave me a great big hug. So do we talk on the phone each week? No, but there are times when you catch up with someone where, there are hugs. There's lots of hugs in the book. I think more than anyone, it's been the Tragically Hip. where relationships have been formed years ago, and moving to Kingston, solidifying those relationships with the boys and their families, especially as well, which is important to me. And which is why I asked Paul Langlois if he cared to, if he wanted to write the foreword when the book was done. And he said, yeah, he'll take a crack at it. And then I had to turn it in to the publisher, and I let him know, emailed him, and I said, yeah, maybe next week. He said, well, I'm in Costa Rica right now. Give me a couple days. And he sent me the email of this forward, and I cried when I read it.
We're no strangers. We've worked together before. Hi, Bill. How are you? Welcome.
Thank you so much for the invite. It means a lot to be hanging out with you. I'm going to tell you right here now, Jan. Page 104, chapter 13, it ends with the sentence, Jan Arden is easily the funniest person in all of the Canadian music industry. There's a story that happens before I say that, though. The story that I do tell is doing an interview with you in a hotel room, and I said, I don't want to sit on the couch like every other TV outlet has been doing this day. Let's sit on the bed. Let's hang out on the bed doing the interview. Do you remember this, Jan?
Yes, it's coming back to me now. I think we got in the bed.
The cameraman's light stand, he had put on a new colored gel, and it started to smoke during the interview. The smoke set off the fire alarm. Two guys come to the door, knock on the door, two maintenance guys. They look over at the bed, see Jan Arden and I. They look at a cameraman at the foot of the bed with a camera. Jan says, this is what I love about this story. Sorry, guys. Yes, you might know me. I am the wonderfully talented pop star Jan Arden, and you might recognize television's Bill Welychka. We are shooting a pornographic film right now.
Listen, a girl's got to make a buck.
It's guys like you who helped somebody like myself learn how to do proper interviews and really focusing on what's important, not the fad, but the person that you're speaking with. And I feel like the things that you've done is slowly becoming a lost art, and I'm glad that I am following in those footsteps. So thank you very much for being such a great role model, my friend.
Man, those are lofty words. I appreciate it so much. I like to think I have good teachers. Denise Donlin, Christopher Ward, Michael Williams, Erica M. To me, these were people that I watched growing up, and to be able to work with them years later.
Your experience in the television industry stems way back. So what intrigued you to get into broadcasting?
The same thing you did, I think, telling people stories. When I went to college for radio and television, I wanted to be a camera person, and I fell in love with editing, and I just love the idea of piecing stories together with interview clips and music, and and it telling a story, and I just love that process, and I still do that to this day. And so that's what and I starting at Much Music on this national music television service, I was volunteering there while I was going to school. I got a job as an editor the week I graduated, sort of fell into the on-air thing and never gave up the behind-the-scenes stuff. And I love doing interviews. I love telling people stories. And so, yeah, my interest in television has never waned.
And throughout the years, you have interviewed countless stars and musicians, Britney Spears, Madonna, Ozzy Osbourne, and many people, like myself probably, would just get giddy at the fact of just meeting these people. So how would you describe your interview style with them?
I get giddy after I meet them. Yeah. It's a huge thrill to be sitting down with some of these people, and many are heroes to me. And I had posters of them growing up in my locker, or patches on my jean jacket, or buttons on my jean jacket. Not so much Britney Spears, but she came along later. But I always approach an interview as a job. It is, and there's this element of professionalism. But it's not until after the interview, in some cases where I've interviewed all the members of Led Zeppelin, where I would sit back and go, yeah, I had a Led Zeppelin patch on my jean jacket in grade 10. I've now interviewed all the remaining living members. What a huge thrill. I call that a perfect circle, and the book is filled with many perfect circles of someone that I was a fan of years ago, and can look back and realize that I lived the dream. I bonded with them. In some cases, hung out with them for a few days. In some cases, have become friends, like the guys from the Hip. I'm still a Hip fan first and foremost, and I have been a Hip fan for years. And yeah, the foreword was written by Paul Langlois from the Hip.
Yeah,
and
that must have been such an honor.
it truly was. When I asked him, I thought he'd say, well, I'm kind of busy. He said he'd love to do it. When I had to turn it into the publisher, I needed the foreword for the book. And I emailed Paul and I said, yeah, that foreword is sort of due this week. He said, okay, give me a couple days. He emailed it back to me. He was in Costa Rica with his wife, Joanne, on vacation. And he sent me the foreword and I cried. It was just so beautiful, and I love this mental picture I have of him on the beach on a laptop with a beer in one hand, maybe a cigarette in the other hand, sending me his foreword. And it was an honor.
Oh, and when writing this book, how did you decide what elements of your life to put in it and what stories to tell?
I think what I like about the book, personally, is if you don't know who I am at all, you'll find it an interesting read. There's also some life lessons I've thrown in there as well. If you do know who I am, hopefully you'll get a kick out of the book. If you are a fan of music, you'll get a kick out of the book. So I didn't want it to be the ramblings of some old guy saying, well, let me tell you about the time where I interviewed. No, it's not like that. There's some life lessons I think that I shared that I think we can all benefit from as well. So to me, the book works on numerous levels, and I'm very proud of it for that reason.
All right, well, exciting stuff. Well, again, the book is called A Happy Has Been by Bill Welychka.